You know, every Friday we feature an adoptable animal from the Humane Society of West Michigan in the hopes that someone watching will give them their forever home.
And to make it even easier, the Mike Morse law firm picks up the tab of the adoption fee. The firm has been a staunch supporter of animal adoption, supporting shelters from coast to coast in the state of Michigan. We are joined now by local attorney Ed Cardelis on the end. We got Winnie Walsh from the Humane Society to talk about the open adoption process, and Jacqueline, or Jaqueline, however you'd like to pronounce her name. Sweet pup. So yeah, when you talk a little bit about how the Humane Society does their adoption process.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jacqueline, I mean, look at her. She is just the sweetest little 8-month-old girl, and she's a prime prime example of what that adoption process can look like. So we really practice what we call an open adoption process. And basically that means we want to, of course, find the best match for the animals, but we also want to make sure that we are reducing as many barriers as we can to the community, because we really want it to be more of a matchmaking process. We want everyone to walk away with a good experience, but still be able to find that good home. So what we mean by open adoption is our application is more of kind of a questionnaire, not so much application where you would go through and check boxes and be like, well, if you do 2 out of 3, you're denied. If you get 3 out of 3, you're approved. So for us, we really do a trust-based approach where we talk to the community about how many animals they have, what their lifestyle is, what they're looking for in an animal, so we can really look at it more as a matchmaking process. As a very extreme example, you know, if someone came in and they're like, I really want a puppy, but I work 10 hours a day and I travel a lot and I just don't have a lot of time to train, and we might be like, have you ever considered an adult cat? Which is a very extreme example. Of course, typically we would help them look for another dog. But with that, you know, our adoption counselors and our staff just can really walk through your lifestyle and find the best fit for an animal. And we are very blessed that we have a behavior team on staff. We have a training team on staff that work for all the animals. So we really know a ton about them. And through that open adoption process, that matchmaking, we can really just find the best fit.
Match.com.
Yes.
And let's bring you in here. The Mike Morse Law Firm, obviously putting their money where their mouth is. I mean, you're a huge supporter of the Humane Society. Talk about what it means to you almost went through the adoption process yourself last week.
We've gone through it twice before. We almost went through it a third time. It was really close. But no, we are big supporters of it. As you guys know, Mike's dog, Jesse, is an adoptive dog, a rescue dog through Michigan Humane Society. We are huge supporters. We sponsor events throughout Michigan as well, adoption events, and also put our time in to really help the West Michigan Humane and Michigan Humane go into neighborhoods where dogs may have been, you know, for lack of a better word, abandoned and really need that second chance. So it is a great cause that we are incredibly happy to support throughout Michigan.
Well, and you know, just because you haven't adopted a second dog, because you already have one.
Yes.
Let's talk about your dog and the process of getting your dog and what
Sure.
what it brings to your family.
Sure. So our first dog was Olive. Mm-hmm. Olive lived 14 wonderful years. Mm-hmm. We also adopted Dottie, who is our dog now. Dottie is 7 years old. We went to an adoption event with the full intention of maybe getting a cat. The problem was my family went straight to look at the cats. I went to the right where the puppies were. And in this crated off area, this little beautiful dog, black with white stripe down her chest, white paws, came up to me and just put her paw and looked at me on that crate. And at that point I was sold.
Picture human.
Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. And I went to my wife and I go, we're adopting a dog today. She went, okay. That was our second adoption at a great event and a great cause, and just a wonderful pet that has brightened our life every single day.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, it really does. They do. And the process, as you heard Winnie say, isn't just a, hey, come on in, sign a piece of paper and walk away with a dog. No, or a cat. You know, they walk you through, and you really do try and pair things, because you don't want them coming back to the shelter.
Right.
Absolutely. And that pre-adoption matchmaking, and then also the post-adoption support that we're able to offer through training classes, through our behaviorists. We always say the animals that we cared for are our shelter alumni for life. So if questions come up years later, you're like, hey, I'm starting to notice this behavior. What can I do to help? We are always there for that. So we really want to be there for you for the matchmaking process to find the pet, but then also in all the post-adoption resources as well.
Well, we appreciate all you do, Winnie. Thank you so much. And Ed, we can't thank you guys enough for helping these dogs, cats, bunnies, all of the things find new homes. Of course, Mike Morse Law Firm is Michigan's largest injury law firm. You can always learn more. 855-MikeWins.com or talk to someone 24 24/7, 855-861-0969. We're going to be right back to learn more about Jacqueline in just a second.